Welcome back. You're watching WION World as One. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started with speed news. Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Kazem Gharibabadi has said that the Strait of Hormuz remains shut despite a temporary transit agreement with Oman. He said that the arrangement would create a new shipping corridor but does not amount to a full reopening of the strategic waterway. Gharibabadi insisted that Iran must first assess whether the United States is prepared to honor its commitments or not, including lifting pressure on Iran before moving to the next stage. The leader of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, Mazloum Abdi, has announced the group's dissolution under a deal with the government to integrate its forces into the Syrian army. The US-backed SDF, formed in 2015, played a key role in the fight against the Islamic State and at its peak numbered around 100,000 fighters. US envoy Tom Barak welcomed the move as a step towards one army, one government, one state. The agreement strengthens President Abdel Ahmed al-Shara's control but deals a blow to long-standing Kurdish aspirations for autonomy. Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has said that there is no UNRWA after Israeli security forces raided a training center of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees in East Jerusalem. Ben-Gvir said that the facility would no longer operate under UNRWA and would instead be used as a school. He also accused it of the supporters of backing terrorism and said that they should be expelled. President Donald Trump has sent Congress a proposed civil nuclear agreement with Saudi Arabia while insisting that the deal will only take effect if Riyadh normalizes ties with Israel. The agreement reached in July would allow US companies to export civil and nuclear technology to Saudi Arabia, including Westinghouse reactors. Congress now has 90 days to review the pact. A US Army Black Hawk helicopter went down in a wooded area in Colorado's foothills west of Denver on Tuesday. Officials described the incident as aviation mishap, with no injuries reported. Aerial images showed the UH-60 Black Hawk lying in a wooded area in Gilpin County. China and the United States held their third track 1.5 dialogue in Beijing, calling for stronger communication, political trust, and strategic stability in bilateral ties. Representatives discussed cooperation in trade, artificial intelligence, healthcare, and food security, as well as people-to-people exchanges, while stressing the need to manage differences and address global challenges together. The dialogue was co-hosted by the CPC Central Commitments International Department and the Asia Society, with around 40 Chinese and US representatives participating. Russian strikes have triggered multiple fires in the eastern Ukrainian city of Kramatorsk, with firefighters battling blazes in damaged residential buildings. Authorities say 9 bombs hit the city, injuring 24 people, including a 2-month-old baby as well. Emergency crews also rescued 4 residents from locked apartments while repeatedly taking cover amid the threat of further strikes. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has met former US boxing champion Terence Crawford in Kiev, where the boxer presented him with an American pit bull terrier puppy named Freya. The puppy has been named after the Ukrainian anti-ballistic missile defense project, according to reports. The puppy's grandfather survived the Russian occupation of Bucha and was later rescued and taken to Houston. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani has voiced his opposition to an upcoming event that featured Rashtriya Swami Sevak Sangh Chief Mohan Bhagwat at Madison Square Garden, while acknowledging that the city authorities may not have the legal power to cancel a privately organized gathering. Bhagwat is set to address around 5,000 members of the Indian diaspora on 29th of August at the Universal Oneness celebration. Mamdani said that he favors a pluralistic and secular vision of India and opposes what he describes as RSS exclusionary politics. At least 47 people have been killed and more than 50 others kidnapped after armed gangs attacked Kramatorsk, a community in the hills above Haiti's capital. The United Nations says at least 5 people were among those killed in Sunday's attack. Local officials say gang members also set fire to around 25 houses. The attack is believed to be one of Haiti's largest mass kidnappings in recent years. The violence also comes as Haiti prepares for general elections in the month of December, which is also going to be its first in more than a decade's time. The United Nations says that gang violence has displaced a record 1.5 million people across Haiti, with more than 3,000 people killed between January and June. Brazilian presidential candidate Flavio Bolsonaro has held an election rally in Rio de Janeiro ahead of October's presidential vote. The 45-year-old senator and eldest son of former President Jair Bolsonaro addressed thousands of supporters at the stadium, saying campaigning was not easy and cited security challenges facing his family. Trade unions, social movements and organizations representing indebted people marched to the Economy Ministry in Buenos Aires, demanding solutions to the growing household debt crisis. Central bank data shows around 5.8 million people are more than 90 days behind on debt payments, as rising costs, stagnant wages and longer repayment terms put further pressure on households. India has stressed that peace and tranquility along the border with China are essential for the overall development of bilateral ties. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval met Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Beijing for the 25th round of special representatives talks on the long-standing border dispute. The two sides reviewed progress in bilateral ties and discussed advancing boundary delimitation alongside continued cooperation on trans-border issues. Hundreds of Sufi Muslims gathered in Cairo to mark the birth of Prophet Muhammad, known as Mawlid al-Nabawi. Worshippers carried banners, chanted praises and played drums as they marched from the Sidi Saleh al-Jafari Mosque to the Al-Hussein Mosque. In historic Cairo, organizers said that 48 Sufi orders took part in this year's celebrations, with participants describing the occasion as a time to renew their faith and honor the Prophet. Tunisians marked the birthday of Prophet Muhammad with a lively music parade through the narrow streets of the historic Medina in Tunis. Musicians and dancers from different regions joined the procession, filling the old city with traditional rhythms, and crowds gathered to celebrate Mawlid. Organizers say that the event also aims to preserve Stambali, which is a traditional Tunisian music form with African roots, and keep the cultural tradition alive. An eyewitness video showed a tornado swirling through the village of Hormuz in southwestern France as powerful winds ripped roofs from homes and caused widespread devastation. Authorities say dozens of people were injured while around 300 of the village's 500 homes were damaged. About 100 may no longer be safe to live in, prompting the evacuation of residents. The tornado struck as severe thunderstorms moved across southern France following an intense heat wave. Winds were estimated to have reached 200 kilometers per hour or more. Typhoon Sodal moved across Japan's southern Ryukyu Islands, bringing extremely strong winds and rough seas, as seen in satellite imagery recorded from August 24th till the 25th. Japan's weather agency warned of potentially destructive gusts as the storm approached Okinawa, with Sodal forecast to reach China's southeastern Fujian province from late Thursday into early Friday. A whale measuring around 12 meters was found dead on a beach in Tijuana, Mexico, near the U.S. border. Mexico's environmental agency is investigating the cause of the death, with the animal believed to be a possible Brady's whale. The discovery has raised fresh concerns among local conservation groups over the increasing number of whale deaths in the region, with pollution and climate change being considered as possible contributing factors. Authorities said that the whale appeared to have died at sea before being carried ashore by the tide and will be buried. From the world of business, oil prices fell around 2% on Wednesday, extending the previous session's losses. As hopes grow that the Strait of Hormuz could reopen, Iran says it has resumed talks with Oman on managing navigation by the key oil waterway route and agreed to clear mines. Brent crude fell to around $86 a barrel, while US crude slipped below $81. However, uncertainty lingers after a tanker was struck near the strait and the US crude inventories rose sharply. Canada has announced retaliatory tariffs on around $20 billion of US goods, matching Washington's latest 50% duties dollar for dollar. The new tariffs, ranging from 15 to 50%, will hit more than 700 American products, including steel, aluminium, dairy, seafood, and appliances. The measures take effect September 8th, with Ottawa also unveiling a $7.5 billion support package for businesses and workers. The escalation on part of Canada follows the collapse of trade talks, as both sides have blamed each other for the breakdown. The Trump administration has paused visa appointments at U.S. embassies and consulates worldwide as the State Department conducts new training for consular officers. Applicants which scheduled interviews are being notified that appointments will be rescheduled, but no clear timeline has been given as of yet. The training aims to make officers more consistent in screening applicants, including assessing whether they could become dependent on U.S. public benefits. While the move adds another layer of uncertainty to an already tougher U.S. immigration environment and follows recent court challenges to Trump administration visa restrictions. Australia's July inflation data came in hotter than expected, with headline CPI easing to 3.5% annually from 3.8%, but still above the 3.2% forecast. More importantly, the Reserve Bank of Australia's preferred trimmed mean measure rose 0.5% monthly, lifting annual core inflation to 3.6% versus expectations of a 3.5%. The data suggests underlying price pressures remain sticky, particularly as fuel and travel costs increased. Markets are now pricing a higher change of another Reserve Bank of Australia rate hike, making near-term easing less likely. India's National Investigation Agency, NIA, has widened its probe into alleged cyber terrorism case linked to Operation Sindoor. The NIA conducted searches at 5 locations across Maharashtra, Gujarat, Telangana, Bihar and Delhi, seizing digital devices and documents. The case involves alleged attacks targeting 54 government websites and critical information infrastructure during the period of heightened India-Pakistan tensions. The agency said that its technical analysis has also identified suspects who allegedly provided support as well as training to those preparing for the attacks. Australia's federal court has found online dating platform Eformany engaged in misleading or deceptive conduct over its subscription services. The court found that the company breached consumer law in areas including free access, automatic renewals, membership length, cancellation rights, and even pricing. The court said that Eformany did not clearly disclose automatic renewal terms, with key details shown in small font late in the purchase process. It also found the platform advertised monthly prices without clearly showing the minimum total cost of the full subscription term. Australia's recorded music industry will ban a wholly AI-generated tracks from the official charts from next week. The move comes after an AI-generated version of Madonna's Like a Prayer spent 16 weeks in Australia's top 100. Under the new rules, songs must have humans writing and the music and performing the lead vocals and primary instruments to qualify. AI-assisted music will still be allowed, but only if the AI tools used are legal and the music remains substantially human-made. Elite surfers took on waves reaching around 4 meters during the Ita Croatia wave competition in Janeiro. Brazilian surfing legend Lucas Chumbo and his Tohi partner Pedro Scooby claimed the men's title after a day of powerful and challenging conditions. The event attracted top big wave surfers from around the globe, while large crowds gathered along the beach to watch the action. Sri Lanka spinner Prabhat Jayasuriya has become the 3rd player to face disciplinary action during the Colombo Test. Jayasuriya received an official reprimand on Tuesday for an incident following his dismissal in the first innings. The incident took place after Jayasuriya was dismissed off the final ball of Monday's play. He struck the boundary wedges with his bat as he walked back to the pavilion. As a result, he has been handed 1 demerit point. Earlier, India batter Yashasvi Jaiswal and Sri Lanka fast bowler Asita Fernando were sanctioned for their exchange. England captain Joe Root says that he is disappointed with English cricketers' continuous involvement in off-field controversies. The comments come after fast bowler Bryden Cars was seen in handcuffs outside a nightclub in Derby. Cars was released soon after, but he has been dropped from the squad for the second test against Pakistan at Lord's, which begins on Thursday. The incident is the latest in a series of off-field controversies surrounding the English cricket team. US country music icon and philanthropist Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80, her family has confirmed. She died peacefully in Nashville on Tuesday after a brief battle with cancer. She won 10 Grammy Awards and 13 Academy of Country Music Awards during her extraordinary career. Her greatest hits include Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You, the ballad that became a global hit for Houston. Late British singer Amy Winehouse's final studio album, Back to Black, celebrates 20 years this October with a rollout that includes 20th anniversary re-release and an animated video for a strip back. Early draft of the hit single Tears Dry on their own. The 20th anniversary celebration will continue with a re-release album that contained that would contain previously unreleased demos, B-sides, live performances, photographs by original album photographers and Alex Lake as well, along with notes from Winehouse's musical collaborations that Mark Ransom and Salem Remy. Back to Black was a definitive album in Winehouse's career. Australia's recorded music industry would bar tracks wholly generated by artificial intelligence from official charts as burgeoning generative technologies threatening artists' livelihood. The crackdown comes as variation of Madonna's pop hit Like a Prayer, created by the Australian producer using AI-generated vocals and drums, has spent 16 weeks in the Australian top 20. Stoking debate about generative AI's place in music, it peaked at number 2 on the Australian Record Industry Association's top 20 Australian singles chart in May and remained in 4th place on Tuesday. A groundbreaking 4-part series Lion that has been executively produced by the Lion King director Jon Favreau is set to premiere on 27th of August. The series features an original music score composed by Oscar winner Hans Zimmer, filmed over 4 years in Kenya's Masai Mara. Lion follows the extraordinary coming-of-age journey of a lion cub named Kio, and he navigates survival, family and friendship to grow into a pride leader.